Welcome to Discussion Sentai Loserger. I'm Loser Blue,
And I'm Loser Yellow.
and this is a show where we talk about the newest episodes of Kamen Rider and Project Red. This week we're talking about Kamen Rider Zeztz, episode 24, and Gavan Infinity, episode 3. We always start with Rider, so Yellow, what are your thoughts on 24? There's a lot of thoughts of this episode.
There are a lot of thoughts on this episode. It was really, really busy, and it felt like they were speed running the plot a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and they need to get into the next stuff so they can push new suits and new writers so that they can sell more toys.
Yeah, more toys. So, the plot primarily revolves around the Lady and Nim this week. Us finding out last week that the Lady is Nem's mother, and this episode really does support that. I don't think the lady is trying to pull a deception on that. The lady is just Nem's mom.
Yeah,
And
no. She's Nem's mom in like a weird way where it's like it's she's a dream baby created by nightmares, right?
yeah.
Like the nightmare weird magically dream impregnated the lady. And that caused Nem to just coalesce into reality. What, based on the end of the episode, only might be reality. But
Now, they are calling Nem a replica. Now, what is a replica? We're going to find out, obviously, in the next couple episodes. Not today. We don't find out what a replica is today, but I think we can infer that it is a child created by nightmares or by like some
yeah,
sort of paranormal occurrence.
yeah, they're probably just calling her a replica in an idea that they're just saying that she's not human. Like she is a replication of a human by nightmares. She's some kind of homunculus. She's not like a quote unquote real person, even though she is. Like she's clearly human to some extent, just with magic dream powers.
Yeah. So, due to the fact that Nem is a replica, the lady had to give Nem up for adoption to keep her safe from the evil organization Code. Because Code is very bad coded now, and I am seeing that.
Yeah, no, Code is definitely showing his hand a lot more as like obviously there's still an idea that they're just ultra pragmatic and they're
Mhm.
just trying to keep up the current world order and they will do anything to do that. But they will do anything to do that and
Yeah.
that leads to some bad stuff, like a lot of it. And obviously they wanted to collect Nem for research purposes.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, when a big government agent wants to, I don't know, research a magic child in a piece of fiction, it's never a good idea and it's never a good sign.
Yeah. But, like, alternatively, on the other hand, the lady has exactly the same motives. She wants a free world where life can continue normally, the way it
Yeah.
has been.
Yeah, there's definitely some idea like I guess Code is trying to control reality and people and the lady's like, "No, none of that. Anarchy." Well, not really anarchy. She's probably okay with governments existing.
Yeah.
But you get what
Are
I
you
mean. It's
okay with governments existing?
no. It's a chaos versus order and they kind of both wrap around in a similar way, I guess. Really, it just seems like her motivations are largely stem from Nam.
Yeah.
She just wants Nam to exist as a normal person, and Code won't let that happen. So, gotta destroy Code.
We also learned that the lady just hasn't slept in 20 years because then Code could infiltrate her dreams.
Yeah, I was unsure if she meant like she hasn't slept for 20 years or she hasn't slept for like 4 years since she kidnapped Nam from the hospital. Both of them could be true
Yeah.
because if it was 4 years, it was like I didn't go to sleep because then they would find out where the secret base location is.
Mhm.
But you know what? She was watching them the whole time, so you are probably right. It is probably 20 years.
For
Good for
someone
her.
who hasn't slept for 20 years, she's holding up pretty well.
Yeah, she's got some great makeup or something to get rid of the bags under the eyes.
Oh, yeah. Then we also have Baku. who is just talking like a code agent, much like the way 3 talks.
Yeah,
So like his goal is to find Nem more than it is to work with code, even
yeah.
though they kind of go hand in hand.
He's gone full, like, I just got to do the mission. Like, he's full mission pilled, but he's not really, like, full. He's not a full code guy.
Yeah.
He's doing his own thing, but he's doing it very ruthlessly with Catastrum, which allows him to still be, like, a bit of a free agent while simultaneously going full agent mode all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, in this episode, the lady assaults Code's headquarters. She
Yeah.
has like a bracelet that is just it looks just like Nox's driver, and she can use it to summon all the nightmares. Like she just summons the various nightmares.
I think that's a pretty cool idea. And
Yeah.
we did kind of predict that the butterflies returning to the Dream Garden, which we find out that she created, are going to be used again. Do they still exist? Like as her capsums or whatever she's using in her bracelet, or is it like a one-time use thing? Because we see when Catastrum destroys them, no butterfly comes out. So are they a copy or are they literally the same nightmare?
Yeah, we'll have to see. But she was definitely collecting the butterflies for this reason to do this stuff. I think that is pretty much what happened there. And
Oh,
that's cool. It's kind of weird that she doesn't have any kind of transformation ability at all.
yeah.
She just walks through in what I would say is an impractical outfit for combat. Just
Come
summoning
on, like
nightmares.
a full-length dress. It's perfect. It's fine. Like no
Yeah,
issues there.
it's a great thing to fight in.
Oh shoot, I forgot. The lady is Agent too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She is Agent 2. That's not surprising. Her being a former code agent is as soon as she said it, I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which means the only agent we don't know right now is Agent 1. Unless there's more than 7.
Yeah, unless like we get Agent 8 at some point. But Zero comes back and him and the 3 are just not it.
Yeah, there's some sinister overtones here.
Yeah.
So that's neat. Again, it's good that Code isn't just like a pure good boy organization. It adds more drama to the series. If Code was just good, it would be potentially kind of boring. It'd also make Nox look like a total idiot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a big assault on headquarters. He finally meets up with the lady. Baku meets up with the lady, and Nem stops him from killing her.
Yeah.
And that moment of hesitation causes a catastrophe to like backfire on him.
Yeah, it like overloads and injures Baku.
It's like you need a uh I forget the exact phrase
Like a
that the lady
mindset.
used. Yeah,
Intent.
yeah. The lady said that like if you sell your soul to the nightmare, like the moment you hesitate. So the moment he got out of the whole agent mindset, gotta break it, is when it just backfired.
Yeah.
And that lets the lady, well, I mean, she's going to do whatever she wants until the invisible soldiers shoot her down. That's why you wear armor when you're going into raiding a base.
Ugh,
If she had
she
any kind of
lost her
transformation
driver.
ability.
Like what
She
could she do?
she had one. She had one right there. It looks just like Nox's driver.
Oh,
You
it's
can't
only like half of it, right? It didn't have the belt, so because she couldn't wear it,
she's wearing
couldn't
it like a bracelet.
transform.
She's wearing it like a bracelet. I've seen bracelet transformers before.
Yeah, but not in Rider, right?
Yeah, Reinhardt's
Like
all
I've seen
kinds. They're not always
guns.
built. There's definitely a bracelet somewhere. I'm forgetting. There's a lot of in general. But anyway, so after she goes down, like she just loses. She's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Well, if he gets shot by the Invisible Man, like
Yeah.
it's hard to not lose.
Then 3 shows up. He transforms. He beats up Baku. Baku can't fight back very well because he was also shot,
Yeah.
and he is only using like base form.
But also three's attack forces Baku to de-transform.
Uh,
This wasn't like a like Baku is defeated thing, because we've seen when agents get defeated how they de-transform. Three's sword attack forces Baku to de-transform.
I did not quite see something like that, but I'll take your word for it. That's interesting. If that is the case, we'll see if it actually is. Oh yeah, Three's transformation, his capsum is extra,
Yeah.
which I don't know what the heck that means.
Yeah, neither do I.
Like,
Extra what?
yeah. Because panic and shock, I thought it was going for like a negative emotion kind of thing, or a negative emotional response, like you're in
Yeah.
shock or you are panicking. But that is not at all what extra is. Like extra doesn't fit with that at all. I was expecting maybe him to clone himself, like it was an ability that lets him make copies,
Yeah.
like extra people. But no, I have no idea what it does. Obviously, it's not a very long fight. He wins handedly
Yeah.
because Baku was wounded. He was
Yeah.
shot in the shoulder and he had just gotten the backlash. So, not much to do there.
At this point, Code fires Baku. Fires Agent 7. It's like, nah, the organization
Ugh.
is done with you.
And then also shoots him
Yeah. Like, just point blank.
point blank in the chest. But that's when like the big twist of the episode happens.
Yeah, we get that big pan up, and it's just like, oh, we get the curved red moon. It's just like, wait a minute.
Curved red
Or
moon, and then Baku wakes up in a hospital. And we have no idea how much of the last few episodes have been a dream.
I think it's the whole first half of the season.
Okay, no, I don't think it's that far. It could be. It could be all the way from the very beginning, which would be kind of funny. I
It would almost make it feel pointless, though.
Yes, I know. What I'm anticipating is probably from when the Demon King showed up. Because remember when the Demon King showed up, the giant butterfly came and put everyone to sleep.
Ah, yes.
So it's some kind of shared dream from that point on, maybe? Which would just be the last few episodes, which includes, where 6 and 5 and Nox all die. We
Yeah.
see in the preview that Nox is alive
Mhm.
because that was part of the dream. Now, I think it was a shared dream. Like, I think everyone was dreaming. Alternately, this whole series could be operating under layers of dreams, like dreams within dreams. And it's weird like that. That might explain what the lady was able to mind control people because she knows that the reality they live in is technically a dream. Something like that. It would explain how the nightmares can affect reality because reality isn't really reality, it's a dream.
Mhm.
And everyone's sharing this dream, so it's not like everything was useless because all the characters still remember and know all of it, and it would lead into them making plans for the future. But it could just be that the last few episodes were a shared dream from the giant nightmare butterfly,
Yeah.
which would also make sense. And maybe anyone who died in those dreams woke up would explain why, Nox is around and doing stuff. Although the sister was awake in the hospital, so
Yeah.
it's a bit of weirdness there. Alternately, it could be some strange fake out where they try to act like everything that's happened in the entire series was a dream, but in actuality, this reality where he's waking up in the hospital is a dream,
Yeah.
right? Like him waking up right now is a dream.
Yes.
But that doesn't explain the giant red moon, right? That's just like confirmation that everything that happened in this last episode was a dream, or at least the raid on the base. So yeah, no, it's all weird.
I'm curious to see what happens next week. I feel like next week might be leading into like a two-parter, because I don't think they would give out all kinds of crazy revelations next week on its own. I think it would try to establish some sort of status quo and then flip it on its head.
Yeah, we're not really sure what's going on. I think obviously Baku will wake up and maybe think everything that happened with the code stuff was a dream.
Yeah. Because we see that like Robot Zero is still around too.
Yeah, yeah.
So who knows? Maybe this is a dream now. Maybe like Baku getting shot and then it panning up to the moon and fading into the hospital was like the
Oh, it's
transition into a dream.
it's like him implying like after he got shot he starts dreaming.
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know why the moon would be there physically though. That's
Mhm.
a bit odd. Anyway, like obviously we can speculate on it, but I'm not going to be. I don't want to speculate too hard
Yeah.
because there's not too much to go off of, and we just need to see what the next episode. But it does intrigue me, and if they pull it off really badly, it could really ruin the series. If they pull it off really well, it could be awesome. So,
Yeah. Like, I thought the episode was awesome, so
oh yeah, no, I quite enjoyed this episode. I look forward to where it all goes, how it all pays off. I'm curious if Nox is alive, then presumably 6 and 5 are alive. I'm curious to how relevant they'll be going forward. Now, a little less interesting, but still good. Gavan Infinity Episode 3. What'd you think?
I thought it was also it was okay. Episode 3 was okay. We got a new Gavan.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
Good
like
old
introducing our main characters. The main
yeah.
trio, it seems, is going to be red, gold, silver. So,
Mhm.
one episode each to introduce them makes sense.
Yeah. And then hopefully after everyone's introduced, we kind of get the team together and they do things. But we
Yeah,
get introduced to the duo of Kiki and Koto that we've seen at the end of last week's episode.
yes.
And they live on Earth Iota 5109.
Yeah, I'm just not. I probably will not bother to remember any universe names.
Oh, don't worry, I've got them written down.
Oh, thanks.
This is important because we have to go back to Earth Lambda 8108. Because Bushido's there questioning the guys from last week.
Yeah, again, I'm just curious on how this multiverse thing is gonna work out. It's a very odd one, especially because like our main character shows up and he pretends like he's part of their police force. Like
Yeah,
he just acts, and nobody really questions it. How similar are these Earths? Do they all have the Galactic Police Force or whatever? Uh,
well, probably.
so yeah, we meet these two new girls. They're a forensics team that are investigating a crime. A dude melted,
It turned
turned
into
into foam,
bubbles.
and the Gavan in this case is just like a very cheerful forensic investigator that is like way too happy to effectively see a dead body.
Yeah. Well, isn't it exciting to like to do your job? And don't you get joy when going to work?
No, no. Yeah, I mean she's fun. I liked her. She's just a fairly standard, very cheerful character,
Mm-hmm.
but she's the cheerful character while also being like a super genius character, which is not always, that doesn't always get placed together. The
Yeah.
super cheerful, super genius. And she has like, photographic memory, and she loves to investigate stuff, and she can talk to the Emor gears, which is
Yay.
interesting.
Oh, it's too bad the Emor Gears didn't have anything to say yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, they can't have anything too important to say because they don't talk, right?
I
They
don't
just
know. They
make
could
weird
throw
noises.
subtitles up on screen.
I mean, that'd be funny. I will say, unfortunately, with this police show, the crimes take kind of a back seat. Like they just kind of exist. They solve this entire crime basically off screen. They go like, "Oh, okay. The melted guy was this guy. He was an associate with this guy. Agi, just find everything that about this guy. Period. Find all the information."
Do all the
And
research off screen now.
it's done completely off screen, and they use it to blackmail him, but that doesn't even matter because the actual like a villain of the episode shows up and attacks. So they didn't even really need to do any research, like at all. Now,
I
obviously, these episodes are just to introduce Argavans. They can't
Yeah,
go into like serious crime drama for them.
not yet
I'm not
anyway.
surprised. I don't know. If you're gonna have a police show, I don't know. Actually, have them solve crimes. Maybe that'd be cool
Yeah.
and make it interesting. We'll see if that actually happens. They fight the guy's monster. It's a big CGI monstrosity.
Yeah, it's this big dragon thing because Chairman Gimbal shot the evil dude's pet on a poaching trip.
Yeah.
Uh
I, I
if
mean, the
your
whole
pet
series is. Yeah, if your pet gets shot, maybe don't go on a murderous rampage. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it also seems like they really like using that one monster suit, and it just
Yeah.
might be that everything starts as like this generic goon form and then turns into whatever monster of the week it's gonna be.
It seems like, I don't know, maybe that's a larval state and then they turn into something more interesting. And this
Hmm.
time it turned into a giant CGI monstrosity. I hope in the future they largely just turn into guys in suits.
Yeah, I think it's better that way. But then how do you have the Cosmo Gavarion fight things? Oh, man in suit.
I mean, you can make big suits, or
You
well,
can make big suits.
you can film them in such an angle that they look big.
Yeah.
And also, whenever they utilize Maku's space, they can do the Gavarian stuff.
Yeah.
They really need to streamline the approval process.
No, we
At
still
least,
need all 8 fingerprints.
at least for us, the viewers, they need to speed that up. I get that this is only like the second time it's happened, so
Yeah, but
it's
like
fine.
it they showed it to us again because Wanibuchi and Patron are like, "What's going on? Why aren't we being involved?" This is weird.
They are in like the theme song and stuff, so they gotta. I don't know. Somehow they have to join like the real team.
Yeah, because right now they just believe that they're ranked higher in the Galactic Police Force
Yeah, that our main
because
character is just
on
like a pencil
paper he's
pusher.
exactly.
They say something that like other people can't survive interdimensional travel or something in this episode, like when they leave.
Yeah, like right when they were leaving, because Kiki and Koto didn't want Reggie to leave yet. And they're like, well, why can't we go with you if you're going to leave right now? And they're like, well, you wouldn't survive going to another Earth. That I think is just an excuse right now.
It could be just an excuse. I'm just curious as to what they mean by that. Is there something special about our main team? I mean,
Like,
I obviously our main guy. It makes sense that he would be special.
yeah,
Agi is an AI. She's a computer, so she doesn't have biological flesh that would die from it or something. I don't know
yeah.
about the other guy. Like, I don't know if he has anything special. Because he doesn't seem that special. He doesn't seem to really do anything.
Like, the thing is, I think he's trying to deceive them at the moment because we learn that they're not even from the first Cosmo layer, which is like I would think that would be something special, but they're actually from Alpha 0073. So, I don't know. Nothing screams special about that number.
yeah. Well, it
Like
could
if it
mean
was
nothing.
Alpha 0001 and like because it's like the top Cosmo layer, you can go down all the layers, that would make sense.
I'm
Like I
not
could
sure
see
if
that
they're.
being reasonably
I'm not sure if they're
explained.
like layered in that way, where like there's like one on top and one on the bottom. We don't have a proper explanation as to how the layers work. And I don't think we're gonna get one. I don't think the multiverse thing is going to really I'm just curious as to how it'll matter. Like if it'll actually do anything interesting with it outside of right? Like you could have made this different planets and it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah. But no, they gotta go to Earth. It saves on set design.
It's truly.
Speaking of set design, they were at the quarry, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do you want?
I need them to reuse the quarry. I don't get enough of the quarry. Ever since Sentai finished 4 weeks ago, I was missing it.
Okay. But yeah, no, I thought it was a pretty fun episode. Again, it's mostly just to introduce our gold Gavan Luminous, and she was fine.
Yeah.
I'm I'm curious, like when they all like truly team up, what her like partner is going to do. Like, what is her role? I mean, we can already say that about like the guy in the Gavarion. I already forgot his name and his position. What is he?
Right.
I I forget him entirely. He's very forgettable. he's already not doing anything.
Yeah.
So do we need more side characters that don't do anything? And then we also want to add the Wani Pat to that. I'll have to see how it goes. It could be fine. How do they add all the Gavans together to make like a true team? Do those characters just figure out interdimensional travel and they happen to just show up all the time in the same places? It'd be a bit boring, maybe. But
That would be kind of silly.
I mean, maybe they don't always show up. Maybe some episodes Bushido shows up, some episodes Luminous shows up, and sometimes neither. It could be
Yeah.
like that. We do see more of the Emor gear, like it possesses the bodyguards,
Yeah.
kind of,
And it
and
gives
gives them
them
like
like the
robot
weird
arms.
robot arms. Yeah.
So that was an Emor gear thing. He wasn't just a cyborg, which fine. Yeah, I don't know. It was I just think the series needs to develop one its status quo, and two what its actual plot is going to be, like where it's going to go, what's the goal. Once that's established, I think we can start getting a better feel for what this series is.
Oh, for sure.
As it is right now, it just feels like character intro episodes, and they're fine.
But Blue, next week we're getting another character intro episode because we're finding another Gavan on
They
Earth
just
Sigma.
the Sigma grind set. So obviously in like we have that little we're still not sure if that's the opening or the ending. Uh, you know, that thing where they dance and
Yeah.
music plays. Yeah, there's only the three Gavans there. So
Is there?
I think so. We only see, I mean, we see shots of the three of them, like red, silver, gold, in suit, and not
Yeah.
other Gavans. So those are going to
Well,
be our like three main ones. I don't know if they're going to truly introduce too many more, if they're even relevant at all.
well, at least looking at the first episode, that little flash forward at the beginning, there's probably gonna be 5. I think it's gonna be a team of 5.
Yeah, but I also saw people saying like if you look at two of them, they just look like digital recolors of other two.
Mm,
Like the purple one just looks like someone digitally recolored Infinity to be purple. And the one that's more like brass colored just looks like Luminous, but with again digitally recolored to be a more brass as opposed to gold color.
yeah.
And I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I guess so. So I don't know if they're real. We'll see, I guess.
Here, I'm
Uh,
looking at it right now. It looks like we have Reiji, Agi, Kiki, Koto, Setsuna, the guy whose name I keep forgetting, and that woman that Setsuna was talking to this episode. That's like, hey, if you ever see Red again, you better arrest him.
yeah, but
So,
like that's what makes me lean into there not being too many more like Gavans. Not really. Maybe there'll be one in an episode, and it's like a spare suit that got recolored or something, but
yeah.
they won't be mainstay characters. I don't think so.
Something new electroplating systems.
I don't know.
Buddy transforms. I don't know.
Whatever. We'll just have to see how it goes. So, that's been this week's episode of Discussion Sentai Loserger. If you liked the episode, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Bye.